welcome to Storm Reads, and today I am coming to you with a book haul. I've got several book hauls that'll be coming up because I kind of went a little overboard in the buying and finding good deals kind of thing. And also I had a lady from my church who had a friend who passed away and had a whole bunch of books, and so she gave them to me. And I need to go through them and see which ones that I might want to keep and what I don't. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of books being seen on here. But the first one I'm going to do is mystery book haul. And that's because I've got a ton of mystery books, and I decided to just kind of separate them out from everything else and just concentrate on my mysteries. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'm not going to say what these are about, really, because I would be here all day, because I do have a lot. And one of the things that I got out of that bunch that I said that the older lady gave me, I did find a pack of mystery books, and so I separated them out. And I've got 9 books in the Mrs. Polfax series, and they look like they were probably maybe from about the time that they were published. There's one in here is kind of ratty, but this is the Unexpected Mrs. Polfax from Dorothy Gilman, and I've always wanted to try this series out, so I was kind of excited to see all these books in the series here. And this is about an older lady who joins the CIA or something. So it sounds kind of cool. And then I got the Amazing Mrs. Polfax. And then here's one that's kind of ratty, so it's in a plastic cover, and it's the Elusive Mrs. Polfax. Let's see, it's pretty ratty. And then A Palm for Mrs. Polfax. She looks like she gets into some cool adventures anyway. And then I have Mrs. Polfax on Safari. And Mrs. Polfax on the China Station. And Mrs. Polfax and the Hong Kong Buddha. Mrs. Polfax and the Golden Triangle. These ones here are in a little bit better condition because they're probably a little newer than the other ones, maybe. We got Mrs. Polfax and the Whirling Dervish. And that's all of the Mrs. Polfax novels. And then there's a couple other Dorothy Gilman books. And it's the Clairvoyant Countess and A Nun in the Closet. So, I thought those were pretty cool. And then, let's see, what else do we got here? My next group I got a lot of these. I did order a few things off of Book Outlet, some things from abooks.com. I went to my used bookstore and turned in some books and got some credit and got some books. And then I went to this restore place where I thought was just going to have a bunch of hardwares and stuff and wood for building things, but they actually had some books in there, and they were like 10 books for $1. So yeah, I've got these books from a little bit of everywhere, and I don't have them separated by stores or anything like that. But this one I got is Agatha Raisin and the Vicious Vet by MC Beaton. I've always wanted to try the Agatha Raisin series. I have the first one on audio, and I believe this was the second one. And then I'm not sure where this one comes in, but it's Agatha Raisin and the Murderous Marriage by MC Beaton. I really like the TV series, and so I was kind of curious to see if there's anything like the TV series, because a lot of times I know that they're usually totally two different things. And then I've got Kay Hooper's Haunted, and I don't know, but it looked pretty cool, and it's about an FBI Special Crimes Unit. And so that one looks really cool. Then I have Macy Dobbs by Jacqueline Winspear. And I've always heard about this series, and so I decided to get the first book and give it a try. And then I am trying to get some of the Elizabeth George books and everything, and one of these days I will get started on this series. But I got this one. I know I got this from Book Outlet, and it's Just One Evil Act. And this is like one series that I'm going to have in all different sizes, but that's okay. I've got some hardback, some paperback, some mass market. Oh well. And this is The Harvest Man by Alex Grecian, and I've read the first two in the Scotland Murder Squad series, and I have the third one, and I didn't have the fourth one, so I got this one from Book Outlet, and I think this is the last one I needed. There might be another one, I'm not sure. And I know there's a short novella, but yeah, I enjoyed this series. I just need to finish it. And then I got a couple of books in one of my favorite series from Book Outlet, because I really like this series, and so therefore I wanted to try to collect it. And so I've got Death Below Stairs by Jennifer Ashley, and that's the first book. And then I got the third book, which is Death in Kew Garden, and this is the Cat Holloway series, and it's a historical mystery, and it's about a cook that's cooks for an aristocratic family or whatever. It's historical, and I really like it, so hoping to collect the whole series so that I'll have it for my shelves. And then moving on, if I don't drop the stacks as I go, I'll just start with this one. And I have Full Dark House by Christopher Fowler. I saw this on Too Fond of Books, I think that's her channel, Janelle. She had talked about this one, and it's about the Peculiar Crime Unit, and it sounded kind of cool. And so when I saw it, I think I seen this one. Where did I get this one? I got it on A-Books. I thought it looked pretty cool, so I thought I'd go ahead and try it. And I still haven't got the first one, but I've always wanted to try this Colin Dexter series and an Inspector Morris series, and I found 4 books at used bookstore, and so I've got in no particular order because I don't know what the order they're in. I just know I don't have the first one, but it's The Wench is Dead, can't speak, by Colin Dexter, and then The Daughters of Cain, and Death is My Neighbor. Got a bigger one, so like, yeah, collecting the series however I can. And then this is the Remorseful Day, and this one says The Final Inspector Morris, so I'm gonna take it that this must have been the last one by Colin Dexter. And yeah, if you've read any of these series, let me know what you thought of them. A lot of them I just picked up because they looked cool, and I've always wanted to try them and stuff. And if I got them cheap, then it didn't really hurt me none. So, I do like opinions. And then I've got The Darkness by, I'm not sure how you say it, Ragnar Johansson or Jonasson, I don't know. Anyway, it's an Icelandic mystery, and I've always wanted to try this one, or this author, and so I got this. And then I read a David Baldacci book last year, and I kind of liked it, so I thought I would give one of his series a try. So this is Long Road to Mercy. It's an Atlee Pine thriller, and so yeah, looks cool. It's got one of those step backs, but there's nothing really in it. And then I also seen this one talked about on Janelle's channel, and it sounded kind of cool, so I found it on Book Outlet, and it wasn't too pricey. So, and it's a big book too. An Instance of the Finger Post by Ian Pierce, and it just sounded like it might be kind of cool. Don't remember what it was about, but it is 1663, so it's way back there. So that is a good historical mystery. I like historical ones. And then here's a couple that I got at that restore that I was telling you about, that I could get 10 books for $1. And this is Sandra Brown's The Devil's Own. And I think she's a mystery kind of thriller author, I think. Maybe kind of romantic suspense or something, maybe. But that. And then I found this, and I think it's a true crime story. It's Murder in Coweta County by, I have to look it in here. It was a library book, it looks like, and so it doesn't have a actual cover. Margaret Ann Barnes, and it's from 1976, and I didn't realize it whenever I picked it up, but it looks like it's got crime scene photos and stuff in it. So then I was like, oh, it must be a true crime. I do know when I looked it up, it said I think it won an Edgar Allan Poe Award, so maybe it'll be good. I don't know. And this last section that I have, I did buy these kind of with a purpose. And that was because I thought I might try reading through the decades, mysteries through the decades, and so I'm gonna move things around a little bit here and hope everything doesn't fall down. Anyway, I've got Dorothy L. Sayers, and see, this is from 1923, and it's Whose Bodies. I've never tried her, and I've always wanted to try this. It's the Lord Peter Wimsey series, and so I thought I'd give that one a try. I have read some of the Agatha Christie's and everything, and I'm trying to go through Hercule Poirot in order, and so this was the next one I needed, and it's from 1927, and it's the Big Four, and they're so tiny. It's like novels back then were so tiny. And anyway, I'm excited to get to that. And then I have, let's see, when was this one? I think I put them in order, I hope. Yeah. This one first came out in 1934, and it's The Postman Always Rings Twice by James N. Kahn. And so I thought I'd give that a try. Then I got a couple of Raymond Chandler books. I've always heard about his books. Like most of these people I've heard about, I've just never tried them. And I'm kind of in like a vintage mystery like kick, so I decided to give it a try. And this is from 1939, and it's The Big Sleep. And then I also have Farewell My Lovely. And I'm not sure if that one was in the 30s or if it's in the 40s. Yeah, it was 1940, so there's one for my 40s. And then I seen this somewhere. I think it was on the Bookish Bryants. I think Scott read this one lately, and if I remember, he liked it, so I thought I'd give it a try. It's from 1956, and that's Cop Hater by Ed McBain. And then I have, let's see, 1964, I have Ruth Rendell's From Dune with Death. Never heard of most of these. Some of them I have, some of them I haven't. So like I said, if you've read them, you can let me know what you think of them, so I'll know what to expect. If they were really slow, kind of boring, I'll know going ahead. But yeah, I think this is, a lot of these are like first in like a series. So yeah, it's got an inspector of some sort. And then I've heard of this one, Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books has talked about Tony Hillerman before, so I decided to try The Blessing Away. She did tell me that this one is a little slow moving and not too much of a mystery as she didn't think, but the ones more into the series were pretty good, so at least I've been warned. But yeah, this one is about Lieutenant Joe Leaphorn of Navajo Tribal Police. Then this one is the God Wolf Manuscript, and it's a Spencer novel, and I think it's from like the 80s. Or no, this is 1973. And I think that one was too, maybe. Because I got them for certain decades. Yep, 1970. Okay. And so, yeah, so Robert B. Parker. I have never read one of his books, but I've watched the Jesse Stone movies, but I haven't read any of the books. So, and that one's a Spencer book, so we'll see. And then I think I have heard of this one, but I think this is from the 80s. Yeah. It's from 1981, and it's Gorky Park by Martin Cruz Smith. And it was a phenomenal #1 bestseller way back then, so we'll see. It's the one of the thicker ones out of the whole bunch, so hopefully I'll like it. And then, about the only way I could find the first book in this series, and so I got A Great Deliverance by Elizabeth George, and this one's for 1980s, I think. Does it come out? Yeah, 1988. And I've watched the Inspector Lynley series on, I think it's BBC, Masterpiece, something. I've seen them, and I really enjoyed them. And so I was kind of curious to start the actual series and see if I like the actual series too. So now I can get started. And then this last one here I have is from the 90s. I think it's from 1990. And Scott from Bookish Branch just read this one and said it was really good. So I'm excited to give it a try. And that's Devil in a Blue Dress. And it's Walter Mosley. And it's an Easy Rawlins mystery. And so it's the first one in that. So I'm going to give that a try. And then the very last book I have to talk about is this big old giant one here. And it's The Classic Era of Crime Fiction by Peter Haining. And who doesn't like a book about books, right? So it's got all kinds of pictures of books and stuff in it. Oops, sorry about that glare. And I thought it would be just kind of interesting to learn like a little bit of the history of mysteries. Like it starts out with Edgar Allan Poe being the probably the first person that ever wrote a detective story, which I thought that was pretty cool. And then just to learn and see if there's going to be any books in here that I want to try to look for and see if I can find if I want to try to read them. I'm in a super big mystery kick, which is why I had so many mysteries. Now it's just finding the time to read them. And so that's all the books that I have for today that I'm going to show you. Like I said, if you've read any of these, or if you've any of them are on your TBR or anything like that, if you want to try to buddy read any of these or anything, just comment down below and let me know. I love to read your comments and see if there's anybody's read any of these and that they really like them or not. So I know to expect them if they're really slow and stuff, or if they're really good, then I'll be excited to read them. So we'll just see how it goes. And hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.